What's good, guys? Peter here. We're back with another video. Today we're going to be counting down the top 10 things NBA 2K18 desperately needs. There's a lot of features that we're missing from 2K17 and a lot of things that we asked for and we never got, and just overall a lot of things that can improve the game, and I'm going to be talking about them in this video. If you have any suggestions, if you have anything that you would want to see in 2K18, let me know in the comment section below, because I am just one person and I'm a YouTuber, so sometimes people won't like the exact same things YouTubers like. So in case you guys are wondering what the gameplay is, it's from a stream actually when I hit 30k. This was the same stream, so just thought I'd just talk to you guys, have some gameplay in the background. Go to old school Peter. Make sure you guys drop a like down below. Let's try to hit 500 likes on this video, and let's get right into it. So the 10 things on this list are a lot of things that people might not think about at first, but that will really improve the game, and that when the game will come out, we'll be like, I really wish I had this. That's what people will be thinking about. And this is going to be a completely new list, so there's not going to be anything on it that I talked in any other of my 2K18 videos, especially wishlist videos. So if you want to see those, there's a lot of good things in there. Make sure you guys check out the playlist after the video. But anyway, the first thing on our top 10 list, also this isn't in any particular order, these are just 10 really big things, is the Paul George screen. Now next year it's probably going to be called the Kyrie Irving screen, but we're all going to remember it as the Paul George screen. But like, of course, Kyrie's on the cover, but I don't know of any other game that's this bad when it comes to loading. Like, I just don't, like, just for me to start playing a park game will take about half an hour, which is ridiculous. And it's not like park is like a whole GTA map. Like, I load into GTA so much faster, and it's a freaking whole like city with like a whole, like, you know how big the GTA map is compared to this. Like, it just makes no sense. Why does it take so long? But I don't know of any other game that has this like starting screen take like 10 to 15 minutes. Like, for example, if I just want to go play park, if I'm about to stream something like that, right? I get on the game, wait for the Paul George screen to load, so that'll take about 10 to 15 minutes. Then I'll get my friends to join. If they aren't already on, then I have to wait for their Paul George screen, so that's another 10 to 15 minutes. This might even take more than a half an hour. Then I have to load into my court, invite them. Sometimes they don't get the invite, so I might have to send one again. But they finally get into my court, and then we all load into the park. That takes some time. Sometimes it doesn't even take all of us into the park. And then we finally get into the park, we have to get on a court, right? And sometimes the spot glitches. There's just so many problems, but the main problem is the Paul George screen. Like, I don't, like, can somebody explain to me why 2K is the only game that takes 15 minutes just to get off the title screen? Like, can you please fix your game, 2K? Now on Xbox, it's different. You get stuck on the logo screen, which is like the screen right after the Paul George screen. And I didn't play Xbox for 4 months just because I didn't want to have to wait so long, because it was even worse. Sometimes you had to clear your reserve space and do all this other unnecessary stuff. Like, I literally didn't play it for 4 months just because I did not want to take it. I don't want to spend 40 minutes just to get into a park game, right? And then who knows, the servers might be trashed or something like that, right? So Paul George screen, very important to fix. Coming in at number 2, we have no game breaking patches. I don't know why this is like a huge issue in 2K, and a lot of people might say, oh, this doesn't have to do with the game when it first comes out. This has to do with like, oh yeah, like the game's already been out. And sometimes it has to do with the game comes out. If the game comes out already broken, then they're just gonna keep patching stuff until the game is even more broken. 2K16, I wouldn't consider that to have to do with the game when it first came out. That was just stupid when they patched speed boosting like so late in the year. That was just stupid. But like, for example, 2K17, the player build system, the archetype system was so broken when the game first came out. Then they had to like nerf everything, and then they still had the shot meter glitch. But then at the end of the year, you guys remember this, we had like 5 shooting updates in 1 week just because people kept complaining, just because the archetype system was so broken. So if the game comes out like not broken, then we won't have to experience all of these patches that ultimately just keeps people from playing the game. I remember so many people last year during patch 6, they just went back to 2K15 all together, right? So no game breaking patches, just come out with a game and stick to it. If there are some things you have to fix, then fix them. But I mean, it's not like we got like 13 patches this year plus like 5 shooting updates, so we don't need that. Coming in at number 4, can we please get some new clothes? I mean, it feels like every Christmas, every Easter, every whatever, Valentine's Day, we just get the same clothes as last year, and then they announce it acting like it's new, and everybody's just like, oh, recycle, recycle, recycle. Like, can we please get some new clothes? Like, clothes is a big feature in Park. Everybody can just dress the way they want and play. If they're my player, you can play basketball in Tim's, you can do a lot of different things, but if we're just gonna get the same clothes every year, it really doesn't make it as special, and 2K can really be creative with it if they want. I think it'll be a great feature to add to their game. So yeah, that comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 5, I don't know why this hasn't been added to Park. This is just kind of a little thing, but how come we can't get good shot selection in Park? We can get it in Pro-Am, we can get it in all these other places, but if you take a wide open shot in Park, like, there's no reward for it. I feel like glass cleaners do get rewarded too much, especially on the 2s in terms of teammate grade. And if they set a good screen, okay, they get a good screen assist, they get a good screen on their teammate grade. But the playmaker that takes the open shot, that does all this dribbling, he takes the open shot. There's no good shot selection, right? I think it should just reward people for that. I don't know why they didn't add it in Park, but they added it in Pro-Am, but that should be coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 6, so we know 2K servers aren't the best, and we know that a Park can only fit a certain amount of people, but why is it that you can just drop somebody off and they'll just stay where they go after they get dropped off the court, just idle for like 30 minutes, and they'll just not get kicked from the Park? You don't even have to play a game. At least walk around, at least be active in the Park if you want to stay. I feel like 2K should reduce the time that you're allowed to just stay in a Park without doing anything, so that more people can join. Say you're on a streak and you keep dropping people off and they just keep staying there instead of either leaving the Park or going to play another game, then you're not going to get any games because everybody in the server is just AFK or idle or whatever you want to call it, and it just really doesn't make the game as fun. A big part of 2K that people like is just like continuous games, and this whole concept of a streak. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it would be a lot more fun if you had more people active in the server. If you get kicked out of the Park, who cares? You can just join right back when you get back to the game, or maybe you'll just never get off and your PS4 or Xbox will just automatically shut off. Like, I just feel like if you're idle in the Park for a certain amount of time, if you don't move, if you don't play a game, they should kick you out sooner. Coming in at number 7, you guys are seeing some NBA 2K16 gameplay. Speaking of 2K16, I loved the feature where you could just go to the Park, buy a boost, and it would last the whole Park. So for example, I made a 6'7" outside point guard at the end of the year. To be able to do momentum, to be able to dribble, he had to boost his playmaking. But I like that because I didn't mind. I could just go into the Park, buy one boost, it would last the whole Park, didn't have to worry about buying it, and that's how everything was. I really like that feature, and they took it out in 2K17. Of course, well, I know why they did it, obviously more money, but for a more broad perspective, like, you guys know how people think that playmaker should be the only archetype that can speed boost, but then you have sharpshooters, slashers, all of these other archetypes, speed boosting, shot creators, all that stuff. Now, you guys know how they took the boosts out, or they took like the one boost for the whole Park out. I feel like they either just didn't make enough money on the game, or they just wanted more money, so they let all these other archetypes be able to speed boost, but they'd have to buy it, or they'd have to spend 200 VC every single time. And if you're not playing stage, you only get like 200, 300, 400 VC every Park game, or something, depending on your grade performance, all this stuff. And then that will really add up, like all of the VC you're spending on boosts. So I think that we should just be able to buy one boost and just have it last the whole Park. Coming in at number 8, this might be the biggest thing on this whole list. It's the whole badge system, not like what players can get certain badges, but how you get badges. So this year, with the introduction of Hall of Fame badges, all super overpowered, of course, that's coming at a cost. Most of them take a very long time to get, especially Hall of Fame Dimer, Hall of Fame Hustle Rebounder, all of these badges. Now, I understand they want people to play My Career, blah, 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 but they're not really playing My Career at that point. They're just exploiting the game. They're going to put it on rookie, game speed all the way up, dropping 200 points or whatever, getting 50, 60, 70, 80 assists, just to get the badge, or just having the other team miss on purpose. Like, all this stuff, it's just exploiting. It's not actually playing My Career. Everybody's gonna skip all the cutscenes, all of this stuff. I understand they want people to play My Career. If people wanted to play My Career, they play My Career. There's nothing really stopping them. But from this direction, if they didn't want, or if they didn't make it so you had to grind your own badges, there's two ways they can go. They can increase the skill gap, or they can just make more money. So increasing the skill gap would make it so you could earn badges in Park. And people would say, oh, people will just boost more and exploit it. But like I said, that's already what you're doing in my career, but to a more extreme extent. Nobody's going to be scoring 200 points in a park game, all of this stuff, right? That's all you're doing in my career to grind for this badge. It's not like you don't care about the NBA, you don't care about any of your teams. You're not playing my career the way it was intended to be played. So you could have it so, okay, if you grab this many rebounds in park, then you get also rebounder or something like that. Or if they didn't want people exploiting it too much, they could be like, okay, there's a limit of 10 rebounds a game, and then it stops counting towards it. Because I mean, there's barely any games where you're gonna get 10 rebounds, and they can do that with pretty much any badge. Now this would increase the skill gap, because if you were good at park, then you would just naturally start getting more badges and you will be better. But the way it is now, you don't have to be good at 2K to get badges. You just have to spend your time like exploiting my career, but you have to have badges to be good at 2K. Like, nobody's gonna go play Pro-Am, play Stage, whatever, just with no badges. It's not like last year where some badges you just didn't really need. You need your badges. Coming in at number 9, this is a quick one. Why are gathers still in the game? I mean, I don't get how you can just spot up for an open shot, you can have your feet set, and then all of a sudden you just start leaning, and then you get this long animation that's like really easy to miss time because it takes so much longer than your regular shot. Like, that's the thing that pisses me off probably the most, especially because I have a sharpshooter on PS4. Like, when you're just working for that open shot, when your teammate spots you up, and then it just makes you gather. Like, they should definitely take that out of the game. If you were like moving, I understand. If you were already moving, if you were off balance, then you can take like a leaning shot. But gathers, like, I just don't get the point of those. Now, finally, coming in at number 10. Okay, this kind of has to go with like the game breaking patches, but if you're gonna patch the game, can you actually tell us what you're patching? Like, we look at patch notes and then we have to go actually test the game and see, oh, did they really patch this? Did they really patch that? Like, can you please just tell us what you're actually patching? But yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked any of the ideas in here, if you want any of these in NBA 2K18, make sure you go share this video on Twitter and tag LD Ronnie 2K or just 2K themselves so they can see this. Again, make sure you guys smash that like button down below and subscribe if you're new to join the family, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.